All right, today we're going to be covering sweeps in Fusion 360. There's a decent amount to cover, so we're going to jump on over. I already have created 3 different profile faces as well as 3 different paths. So we can see them in action. Let's go right here to sweep. We'll start off with this middle one right here and doing a single path. We're going to click on a profile and then we want to click on the path. And right away, we're just going to change this to perpendicular. You can see it's created this kind of like pool noodle of sorts. And with the perpendicular orientation, it's taking this sketch and it is taking it through this path perpendicular to the path until it ends right here. We couldn't do it with the parallel because once we reach right here, it's going to be the same line and it would just kind of disappear in itself. It wouldn't. That's why it didn't show up. So some other things that you can be doing is you can change the distance of the path there or right here or with this arrow, which is just changing how far it extrudes or sweeps on this path, which is a pretty sweet feature. We can also add a taper. Let's add like a 2-degree taper. It's really fat. Or we can also add a twist. Let's see if we can put a decent twist, 180 degrees. Yeah. And so you're actually rotating this all the way around as it's curving. So you can get some really cool shapes with that. And we're actually going to click OK and finish off that sweep. We're going to bring these sketches back and we're going to do another one. So sweep. Again, another single path. We're going to be choosing this profile and the path. And we're going to be looking at, instead of doing a perpendicular, we're going to be doing a parallel. And you can see that this profile right here is now traveling on this path parallel all the way to the end, which is, again, a cool different way of manipulating this feature. That's all we're going to be doing for that second one. And then this last one is by far the most unique, in which we are going to be using sweep. We're actually going to be changing to a path and a guide rail. We're not going to cover path and guide surface. I'll do maybe something with that as I go over more surfacing. But we'll click on the path and guide rail, click the profile, we'll select the path, and now we're actually going to be choosing a guide rail. One of the cool things with Fusion 360 is it doesn't need to be connected to the sketch. It's very different from SolidWorks. And so if you click on that, you can see that it's actually traveling parallel to this sketch to make this vase kind of shape. And we can also actually change the extent. So if we click to full, we can actually choose how far it follows on this one side. Kind of a weird little feature. Not really sure what you'd use it for. Lastly, this is actually a useful one though as well, is this profile scale. Currently it's scaled all the way in every direction. So if we look at it from this direction, it's scaling in the X and the Y, or Z and X. But if we change it to stretch, it's only taking on the path in this plane, whereas in this direction it's not changing. And so that's also kind of a cool way of manipulating that. And like all features, you can have the operation be a new body. You can join if you're overlapping, cut if you're overlapping, or keep what's intersecting. You can also create that new component. And so there it is in a nutshell. That is using sweep. Again, it is a very, very useful feature. Takes a little bit of time to get used to understanding how to manipulate it, but if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put them on the bottom, and as always, subscribe. Thanks again for watching.